It's official. The celebration continues.
Thurman Thomas in the slot. He'll go by Clay Matthews, number 57, reaches back inside, and the ball thrown right into his stomach. And a Clay Matthews, who could have been a GOAT with an ill-advised lateral in that Houston game, celebrates, as does this gentleman.
Art Modell, the owner of the Cleveland Browns. That's Donald Trump joining the celebration.
In your first year as a head coach, you have just come down to the end of your biggest game of the year. A smile and the knowledge that you go on to the AFC Championship game.
And for every winner, there has to be a loser.
But what a game. What a game. For the Buffalo team and for their fans, this play will haunt them. A play that had touchdown written on it, but it won't be.
That play, the pass to Ronnie Harmon.
Harmon breaking out of the backfield is clear in the end zone. He's open He has the ball in his hands momentarily.
And Marv Levy's reaction to the misconnection in the end zone. And Art Modell on that same play.
But Charlie,
there is one other play that will loom large in the thinking of this game. The missed extra point. The field, the infield, treacherous, and the extra point kicker, Scott Norwood, completely sliding. It ends up being blocked, or they could have gone for the field goal attempt.
And we would have been in overtime if they completed it. It is a celebration here in Cleveland Stadium.
It is now time for the Most Valuable Player Award, sponsored by Budweiser. Well, we picked this man, Thurman Thomas. 177 yards of total offense, and most of it coming in the second half. Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all of the MVPs selected in this weekend's game. Cleveland Stadium. Let's go now to Bob Costas. Bob?
Charlie, thanks very much. You're taking a look at Al Bubba Baker, the veteran. He's been around the Lions, the Cardinals, now finding himself in the twilight of his career with the Cleveland Browns, and they're on their way to the AFC Championship game. If Pittsburgh upsets Denver tomorrow, Cleveland stays here and hosts the Steelers for the right to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. If Denver, a 10-point favorite, prevails at home tomorrow, then Cleveland goes to Denver to play the Broncos for the third time in 4 years for the right to make the next step to the Super Bowl. And Bobby Beathard, I thought toward the end of the game, as we heard 80,000 people on their feet, screaming their lungs out, this old stadium rocking, I realized why, even though we're sorry to lose you, why you have to go back. If you spent your life in competition, you want to feel that delicious anxiety again, that moment toward the end of a game and the end of a season where you don't know what's going to happen and the whole thing hangs in the balance.
Oh, that was a great game. We had so many of those in Washington. I hate that feeling, but I love the crowd feeling. But this was I thought at the time that Eric Metcalf's 90-yard touchdown run of the kickoff against the NFL's #1 kickoff return coverage team was the backbreaker, but it turned out that Clay Matthews' interception was the real backbreaker in this game.
Well, Charlie and Merlin mentioned the drop by Ronnie Harmon, and of course the missed extra point that Pike got a hand on after Norwood slipped. Another big play was early in the fourth quarter when Mike Johnson, the middle linebacker in Bud Carson's 4-3, stopped Larry Kinnebrew on a 3rd and 1 around the 10-yard line. That forced them to go for the field goal rather than continue the touchdown drive. Clay Matthews is standing by in the Browns locker room. He's with Ralph Wiley. Take it, Ralph.
Bob, I'm standing here with Clay Matthews. 2 weeks ago, Clay, it was the lateral. Today, it's the pick. Finally, Cleveland gets a play that it can hang some history on. What happened and how does it feel?
Well, you know, really to Buffalo's credit, they came out and did a lot of things we hadn't expected. We thought they were going to run the ball a lot, and they came out with a spread. And, you know, they got some matchups that we probably would have liked to have back. But, you know, man-to-man, and finally caught one. He'd been catching them all day.
Now, the play before that, Ronnie Harmon, it looked like he had a sure touchdown in the corner of the end zone. What were your thoughts on that play? And then you lined up and he threw it to you. What were you thinking when the ball came in?
Well, we had been playing zone on the play before, and, you know, someone snuck through there. And then the next play called man for man, and they came out in what's a spread formation. And, you know, Thurman Thomas had been having a great day all day, so I really wasn't the most confident player in the world. But, you know, every now and then you make a play and, you know, make
Okay, now next week, you guys have a history with the Denver Broncos, but you also have a history with the Pittsburgh Steelers. What is this team looking for next week? Who are you looking to play?
Well, first of all, like you said, we got to find out who we're playing. And I think, you know, with our playoff history, it's been a series of disappointments, and this is one that, you know, maybe it's time to change things over. And I, you know, instead of the, you know, the drive and all this, we'll make our own big plays now. And, you know, we just got to move on.
Okay, well, there you have it, Bob, the pick as a part of Cleveland football lore now.
Ralph, thanks. Let's go back to the play you and Clay were discussing 2 weeks ago, last Saturday night of the regular season. And if this thing backfired completely, Cleveland never would have had the chance to be here. Here's Matthews, a hero for a fleeting second. Then he tries to lateral, Houston gets it right back, and Warren Moon threw a touchdown pass on the next play. The Oilers grabbed the lead, but of course, the Browns were able to capitalize on their final drive. Kevin Mack went over for the division-winning touchdown. They forced the Oilers to settle for the wild card, and they were subsequently bumped by the Steelers. The Browns got the all-important week off and the home field. Buffalo made them sweat for it, but the Browns win it 34-30, and that sustains the great career of Ozzie Newsome for at least another week. Here he is with Ralph.
That's right, Bob. The Browns postponed Ozzie Newsome's retirement party again. Ozzie, are you sad about it?
No. You know, I've said all along that this team had a good shot at being in New Orleans, and right now we're 60 minutes away.
Okay, now I'll ask you the same question I asked Clay Matthews. It's either Denver or Pittsburgh, but Denver's got to be so much deeper in you guys' souls. Who do you guys want to see next week?
Well, right now we're just glad to be there. We'd love to be at home, because if we play Pittsburgh, we'd be at home. But we're just glad to be there, and if it's Denver, we'll have to take them because they've knocked us out twice also.
Okay, and Ozzie, a few words about Eric Metcalf, his scintillating rookie who had the kick return that broke the backs of the Bills today.
You know, Eric, we paid a dear price to get Eric in the draft, but he was the guy they wanted, the organization did. We went out and got him, and he has not disappointed us. You know, he's a very exciting guy, and any way you can get him the ball, by running it, passing it, or through kickoffs or punts, he's going to get the job done for him. I'm just glad he's on my team.
Bud Carson said when you guys came in that the offense had to carry you today, and it seems like you guys did it.
Yeah, well, over the last 3-4 weeks, we've really come together with the addition of Kevin Mack coming back, and now we got our full package, and everybody's getting a chance to play their part, and we've been able to move up and down the field. I just hope we can continue.
Okay, there you have it from the old veteran, Bob.
Ralph, thank you. Meanwhile, at Candlestick Park, the 49ers have the lead over the Vikings, 7-3. Vikings got a field goal. Jerry Rice just caught a 72-yard touchdown pass from Joe Montana, and San Francisco takes the lead at 7-3. We're headed for Mile High Stadium now. Dick Enberg and Bill Walsh will call the Steelers and Broncos from there. Let's check with...
Down by 3. They're down by 4. 34-30 after the block. The Bills trying onside kick. It went out of bounds, and they end up kicking the ball deep. The Browns finally punted, and the Bills get it back. Under 2 minutes to go, Kelly to Harmon. 9 yards. On 4th and 10. Bills spend their final timeout. And it's worth it. The hookup from Kelly to Beebe. 13 yards and a first down. Kelly to Thomas. Doesn't pick up the first, but stops the clock. Then on 4th and 1, Kelly to Reed. 7 yards. Drive alive. Kelly to Thomas with 26 seconds to go. 11 yards. On 2nd and goal. How many times you're going to get a guy open by a step and a half? You figure only once in the red zone. This was it. To Ronnie Harmon. 1, 2, but no ball. Incomplete. Incomplete. So on 3rd and goal, you figure he's got to force it. He does. Clay Matthews steps in front of Thurman Thomas, saving the day for the Browns and owner Art Mordell, ruining the day for Marv Levy. Clay Matthews, the hero, with the interception on the 1 as the Browns hold back the Buffalo Bills 34-30 in what was supposed to be a low-scoring game. And afterward, the head dog said, phew.
It feels really good to win one like that. We needed it. It came right down to the wire, too, and this is a big win for our football team, and we get a chance again to play in the championship.
But it's like playing blackjack, you know. You got about $5 grand on the table, and the dealer has a face card showing. You just hate for them to turn that card over, and that's how I felt. You hate for them to throw a pass in the end zone like the one to the back and drop. But when he dropped the ball, you know, we felt that we were destined to go.
No, it's never over to the fat lady sing, and it's not over yet.
And neither is Ozzie's career. It is not
shadows, but in the end, Clay Matthews atoned for the lateral with the interception, and the Browns are going to the AFC title game thanks to a 34-30 thriller. Bernie looked to Ozzie 4 times today. He took the stuff over the middle. But Matt Barr's field goal was wide right when his plant foot slipped on the painted sand that passes for a field. Then the Bills' hurry-up offense burns the Browns. Andre Reed, he's off to pay dirt. 72 yards. And in 16 seconds, a 10-point swing. Instead of 3 for Cleveland, it's 7-0 Bills. Hey, shades of college ball. The option. Bernie, what's going on here? But he gets the first down as the Browns go for it on 4th. And then Barr nails a 45-yarder, and it's 7-3 Bills. The Browns went ahead 10-7 when Bernie and Webster burned the Bills. Nate Odoms bites on Webster's hitch, and the man with the orange shoes goes 52 yards for the score. The Browns secondary was tested. The pass rush couldn't find Kelly, but he found Lofton here, 20 yards. Then Lofton on a busted play, scores from 33 yards. Minifield holding on the play, but it was the Bills that held a 14-10 lead. On this incompletion, Kevin Mack shaken up, as was Kozar. Both would return. Then Mack dishes out his own kind of punishment. He accounts for 33 yards on this touchdown drive. And Kozar comes back to make this touch pass to Ron Middleton. Wearing Bennett like a huge blue and white parka, Middleton manages to hold on. Touchdown. It's Bonkersville, 17-14 Cleveland. Hey, Bud, lighten up. It's a TD. The game did have its controversy. Don Beebe nailed by Felix Wright. The replays show the ball never touched the ground. It was ruled incomplete, even though Wright recovered the ball. Big Daddy tripped up Kelly to prevent a field goal. 17-14 Browns at halftime. Kelly put up the ball 54 times. This one he should have eaten. Blitz, he throws it to Mark Harper, the interception. And the Browns cash in. Burney to Webster, and boy, did the Bills blow coverage on this one. There's a Montana ranch between Webster and a defender. 44 yards. It's 24-14 Browns, but lots of time left. Larry Kinnebrew fumbled the ball away on this run, and once again, Felix Wright around the ball. Cleveland takes over. But Kevin Mack gives it right back. And the Bills say thank you very much. Kelso recovering. Kelly hit Thurman Thomas, who caught 13 Paul Tagliabues today. This one, 6 yards. It's 24-21 Browns with 4:38 left in the third. Uh-oh, you said. But Eric Metcalf picks a great time to get the Browns' first ever kickoff return for a touchdown in their playoff history. 31-21 Browns on this 90-yarder. As the Bills march seemingly at will, Tom Gibson, the free agent Redwood, makes a big play on 3rd and inches, and it forces a 30-yard field goal, 31-24 Browns. Redden and Mack's power bring the Browns close to their final points. Coming from a 47-yard field goal into the dog pound, it had room to spare. The Browns lead 34-24, and strap into your seatbelts, gang, because Kelly brings the Bills back. He tosses a 3-yard touchdown to Thomas. 4 minutes to go in the game. But the extra point changes the direction of the contest. It's no good. Norwood slips. 34-30. The Bills were not done. Kelly threw for 405 yards, many of them while the Browns used a 3-man line, and Shotgun Kelly hits the backs. But with 11 seconds to go, Kelly to Harmon. Oh, he drops it. Then Kelly tried to win it all on this play, but Clay was there, and the Browns win 34-30.
When I caught it, I did think to get down fast. I can't say the Houston game did have a little bit to do with that.
Clay wasn't going to rattle that. Had a gun on him. He was not going to get a chance to.
It's good for him to get that monkey off the back. Everybody talking about the lateral now. They got to talk about something good. He made a big play, So I'm glad for Clay, and he deserved all the accolades that he gave because he's a great linebacker.
It was a streak adjustment, is what it was, and a streak adjustment, just to run the streak. But the guy was so tight on me, I had to get him off, or he probably would have knocked the ball down, or it would have been, the ball wouldn't have been completed. So I had to try to get him off some way.
He kicked it to the right, and I got over there. And that's when everyone got good blocks. They walled their people off, and I just hit a hole, and from there on, it was a race.
It's hard to get a good pass rush when you pride yourself on getting off, making those quick moves, and if you did that, you're going to slip and fall. So we had to resort to the bull rush, which is just straight head-up rush, and try to get our hands up and disrupt his throwing lanes.
Well, Jim Kelly was so upset after the game, he refused to talk to the media. Here's Marv Levy and Bruce Smith.
Too long. I think it's foolish maybe to let it live with you too long. I think it's also foolish to just shrug it off too soon.
And there were some things that defensively we didn't do. Like I said, we had busted coverages and a man back there wide open twice for a touchdown. So, boy, I tell you.